finish out that game. That's not who we are. That's not how we operate. We should have taken a knee. So I want to apologize to them. Because, look, we're all, like, we got a good rivalry. And it's a heated rivalry. But there's a way we go about doing our business, and I wasn't happy about that. So other than that, okay, I was happy about a lot of things that happened in the game. I didn't like the way the game started. We busted a couple coverages, gave up a couple of explosive plays, which can't happen. And we made some adjustments, and then we played better from there on out. I thought our offense was awesome. I think they did a great job moving the ball down the field. We were able to capitalize a lot in the red zone. We were able to create some explosive plays. I thought Kendre Miller played well. I thought the receivers played well. A.T. Perry, I thought, did some good things in the game. I thought Derek played well. So there's a lot of good things that happened in the game. And I was proud of the way that our guys came out and responded, really in a must-win situation.
Could you clarify, like, what happened?
We should have taken a knee right there. They asked me about getting Jamal a touchdown at the end. I said I wanted to take a knee. We put Victory out there, and the guys kind of wanted to get him a touchdown, and they did that on their own. That's unacceptable.
So Arthur seemed pretty upset after.
He should be.
Is that what he was?
He should be.
Referencing?
He should be.
And that's what the on-field issue.
That's what it was.
Is that the quarterback's responsibility there, Coach?
Look, I think there was a lot of guys that wanted to get Jamal his touchdown. And honestly, I'm not sure exactly what was going on behind that, but other than they wanted him to score a touchdown. So let's move on. Let's go to something else.
How do you handle the next few hours now watching the rest of the games?
So Chicago, Green Bay, and Seattle, Arizona, those are going on. So we'll take a look at them, see how it goes. We'll be rooting for Chicago and Arizona.
You think your team has earned the right to get in the playoffs the way you're playing?
Look, our team, our record is what our record is, and we've earned whatever comes our way. So if the breaks go our way and we make it in, we've earned it. If they don't, we earn that too. So we'll watch these games and see what happens.
Yeah, I know it's early, but how do you sort of just assess this season in its totality?
Yeah, you're right. It's too early to assess the season in its totality. I think we'll soak this one in a little bit, and then we'll have time to kind of reflect and see, what we thought.
Could you talk about the things that Derek did well today?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of them. I mean, I think he operated the offense. I think we had good tempo in and out. I think he got us into the right checks. I think he threw the ball accurately, particularly some of these deep throws. I think he operated the Saints offense like, we expect him to operate.
We got a few yards on the QB draw too. Was that where did that sort of fit into the game plan? Is this something y'all been saving throughout the year? Or was it
Yeah, well, look, I mean, it's something that you have in there. I mean, obviously, nobody's expecting to see that with him, and based on some of the looks that we had seen, we thought, we could make a play on it, and they actually made a play on us in practice the other day with the same play, and we weren't expecting that either. So, it's just part of the game plan. Look, I think Pete and those guys did a really good job today putting together a game plan, and I thought our guys went out and executed it.
Yes, I know you have a lot of decisions to make about the future of this offense and the direction it's going. It won't be made right now, but how much can this week, last week, influence seeing how the offense played their best football in the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, look, I think the offense, really started to come around towards the latter part of the season. I think our quarterback being healthy was a big part of that. I think he played much better in the latter part of the season. Look, as we do with everything, we're not gonna make any snap judgments to anything. We're gonna take a minute to reflect on everything from the season, and then we'll make whatever decisions we feel like, and I feel like are best for our team and our organization.
Dennis, the Tampa game wasn't shown at all. The score was that. Did you have anything to do with that, or did you ask the score not to be shown?
I didn't really pay much attention to it.
And then, did you find out during the game at all that Tampa won? Or
No.
Did you just find out just now?
I just found out, yeah, in the locker room. I didn't care. I didn't have any control over it.
And so you were talking about the scoop bust early, but after that, the defense got a few 3 and outs, held the Falcons to 78 yards rushing. What did this defense do right this time around?
Well, look, I mean, yeah, with the exception of the, first couple of drives with a couple of mistakes, I thought we did a pretty good job, up front, controlling the line of scrimmage. And I thought, we made it difficult for them to throw the football. And so, I just think our guys kind of settled in after those first couple explosive plays and played much better.
How did the conversations go with Alante, and how do you feel he responded?
Look, I think he responded well. I mean, it's never easy. That's hard to deal with. But it was a decision that I felt like was best for our football team to give ourselves the best chance to win in this game. And so we made the move, and then, look, he came back in and responded, made a big play in the game, And so I think in the heat of the moment, he wasn't happy about it. And then after, having a little bit of time to let the game play out, he understood where we were coming from.
Dennis, how important or gratifying was it for you, this last 5-game stretch? I know other people assess your performance, but 4-1 over the last 5, your first winning record, to kind of get the results that hadn't been coming in the first.
Yeah, well, look, I'm pleased with the way that we finished the season. I'm not pleased with, the way the record played out overall, over a 17-game season. That's not what we aspire to be. But I was proud of the way that, our guys, continued to respond and continue to fight back. And I'm proud of the way they finished the season.
What did you make of A.T. Perry? Just, those 2 touchdowns?
Yeah, look, it was good to see. He's a good young player. He's made some plays. I thought our receivers made some contested catches today, which, that's a big part of this league and playing in this league. You're not always going to be wide open, and so being able to make some plays in a contested environment, I thought was big. I think it was AT that got the pass interference call in the end zone too. So there's a lot of big plays that he made.
No, I imagine it's important for a young player to show something like that too. Like, how does that kind of factor in?
Yeah, look, yeah. I mean, look, part of the process is, getting young players, drafting young players, developing young players, and it is a process. It's not an overnight occurrence. So, I was pleased with some of the things I saw him do.
Dennis, how would you describe, I don't know, where you are emotionally right now? Like, are you anxious for those afternoon games? I mean, obviously you got to feel good about them.
Yeah, look, I try not to get too anxious about them because I have zero control over anything that happens in that. I get more anxious about, the games that we're playing and trying to make sure that my guys are out there playing to the best of their ability. And that's where the anxiousness comes in. Look, we'll watch these games. I'll probably have a beverage or two to enjoy with the game, and then see what happens.
Do you feel like you kind of found something in the last 4 or 5 weeks with the team? We talked the other day about commitment and things like that. Do you feel like the locker room kind of gelled?
Yeah, well, look, it's hard to say what the reasons why would be. I do feel like that we've played better, in this last little stretch of the season, and I'm sure there's a lot of contributing factors to that. But yeah, I felt like our guys had confidence, in these last few weeks that they were going to go out there and play well, and they did.
What were some of the biggest keys on offense in particular? Was it finding what worked? Was it more consistent execution?
Yeah, look.
Same thing?
Well, I think you're talking about in general, overall, right? Not this game. Yeah.
5 weeks.
Yeah. Well, again, I think a lot of it goes back to the health of the quarterback. I think the quarterback's been as healthy as he's been all season, and I think we've seen what he can do when when everything's operating the way that it needs to operate. When he's healthy, when he's protected, when guys are making plays around him, he can play at a really, really good level. And I think we saw that over the last part of the season. And when your quarterback is playing good, your team's playing good. And I think that was a big factor.
How does it feel to have this kind of an offensive explosion in the regular season?
Yeah, about probably the same way it would feel if we had this type of explosion to start the season. You know, I mean, yeah, it feels good. You know, you like to see that. But it's, you know, it's one game, but we'll feel good about that one, and then see if we get another opportunity.
Obviously, Kendra has been dealing with the ankle for a while now. Having come out and played the way he did today, whether you make postseason or not, just a young player going into the offseason, how much confidence is that?
Yeah, hopefully that gives him some confidence. I know it gives me some confidence. You know, he made a couple guys miss today that was really good to see. You know, I thought he ran hard. He protected the football. So yeah, I thought that was good. Look, anytime you have young guys, particularly late in the season, and you have young guys that can step up and make plays, regardless of whether we get in or not, I think that gives us confidence as we move forward.
Dennis, what did you think of the crowd? They were really into it.
Yeah, look, I thought the crowd was great, and I think that's, you know, when we play well, I think we got a great crowd. And when we don't play well, I mean, it's really what our job is, to give them something to cheer about. And when you do that, they usually respond. So that was good.
Was Kamara close to going at all, or how did his pre-game go?
Yeah, look, I think he was. I think he could have gone. I feel like if we're playing next week, I think there's a good chance that he'll be available. All right, guys, thanks.
Deadlock.